Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are doing good. I am your science teacher Nitya from Tabarak family. Today we are going to revise about the chapter The States of Matter. Do you remember what you studied in this chapter? Let's start. Okay, are you ready? What is everything made from? Do you know? Everything is made of matter. There are three states of matter: the solid state, the liquid state, and the gaseous state. This means that everything is made up from materials that are a solid, a liquid, or a gas. This picture shows the three states of matter: ice in the form of solid, water means liquid state, and bubbles, that is gaseous state. Okay, next we are going to tell about the states of matter. You can tell one state of matter from another by examining their properties. Do you know how the particles are packed in each case? Means in solid, in liquid, and gas? Yes, the particles are closely packed in solid. In the case of liquid, there is little spaces between the particles, and in the case of gas, the particles are very far away. Next one about mass. Solid, liquid, and gas has definite mass. Next one, shape. Solid has definite shape, but the shape of liquid varies and depends on the shape of the container holding it. Gas, there is no definite shape. Next one, volume. In the case of solid and liquid, there is definite volume, but in the case of gas, volume can vary. Solid does not flow. Liquid flows easily, but gas flows easily and easy to compress also. Okay, got it? Next, the particle theory of matter. Do you remember it? The particle theory states that matter is made from particles. The particles are so tiny that they cannot be seen with the naked eye. In solids, strong forces hold the particles together. In liquids, the forces that hold the particles together are weaker than in solids. In gases, the forces of attraction between the particles are very small and the particles can move away from each other and travel in all directions. Don't forget this one, okay? Do you know when matter changes state? The state of matter of a substance can be changed. This kind of change is called a physical change. A physical change of state can be brought about by heating or by cooling. The first one is melting. If a solid is heated enough, it loses its shape and starts to flow. This change is called melting. Simply we have to say solid turns to liquid to gas. The temperature at which the melting takes place is called the melting point. Melting occurs in many substances around us. For example, butter or ghee melts in a pan during cooking, and chocolate can melt in your pocket. The particle theory explains when a solid is heated, the heat provides the particles with more energy. The energy makes the particles vibrate more strongly and push each other a little further apart. The solid expands and turns to liquid. Okay. Next, what is freezing? It is just a reverse of melting. It is the changing of a liquid into a solid. The temperature at which this takes place is called the freezing point. It is the same temperature as the melting point of the substance. The particle theory explains if a liquid is cooled sufficiently, the particles lose so much energy that they can no longer slide over each other. The only movement possible is the vibration to and from about one position in the lattice. The liquid has become solid. Got it? Next, we are discussing about what is evaporation. A drop of water can turn into a gas at room temperature of about 20 degrees Celsius. While outside, it dries up in the warmth from the sun. The process by which a liquid changes into a gas over a range of temperature is called evaporation. If the temperature of the liquid is higher, it evaporates faster. How does the particle theory explain evaporation? Can you guess? The particle theory explains the particles in a liquid have different amounts of energy. The particles with the most energy move the fastest. High energy liquid particles near the surface move so fast that they can break through the surface and escape into the air, forming a gas. Understand? Next one is boiling. It is a familiar word, no? What is it? When a liquid reaches a certain temperature, it forms a gas inside it. The gas makes bubbles, which rise to the surface and burst into the air. This process is called what? Boiling. The temperature at which it takes place is called the boiling point. How does the particle theory explain? The particle theory explains when a liquid is heated, all the particles receive more energy and more quickly. The fastest moving particle escape from the liquid surface or collect in the liquid to form bubbles. Understand? Next point is condensation. It is the reverse of evaporation. If a gas is cooled down far enough, it turns into a liquid by a process of condensation. Particle theory explains the particles in a gas possess a large amount of energy which they use to move. If the particles are cooled, they lose some of their energy and slow down. Okay. The last point is sublimation. I think it is a new word. Yes. A few substances can change from a solid to a gas or from a gas to a solid without forming a liquid. This process is called sublimation. For example, sulfur is released as a gas by volcanoes, and as it cools, it sublimates to form solid sulfur around the volcano's opening or vent. This solid sulfur is sometimes called flowers of sulfur. Understand? Now you know different states of matter. The matter can change their states by some process like boiling, melting, freezing, evaporation, condensation, etc. The changes between states of matter can be shown as a triangle with double arrows running between the corners as shown in the figure. Okay. Here a recap worksheet given for you. First study this chapter, the states of matter, and try to do alone. Thank you for listening. Stay at home, stay safe. Allah will protect us. Study well. Have a nice day.